Hello, my name's Toby Thompson. I'm here today with Fawaz Baddar, Assistant Professor at the Catholic University of Lille, the ESSEC School of Management. Fawaz, you're looking at Key Account Management, or CAM, as we're going to abbreviate it to in this conversation, the Key Account Relationship approach and whether that applies to Arab contexts. Interesting. Can you tell us more about that research?
Yes, well, my thesis, my research looks at how can key account management is being transferred into the Arab context, and whether that transferability or wholesale transfer of key account management is possible or not.
So CAM is a Western concept by the sound of it.
Yes, in fact it is, what we call as born in the USA and has been it has immigrated to Europe, in the Western world in general. And then with the transformation, with the globalization of the business world and all that, it has also immigrated into what we call as less developed countries, economies, to be more precise. And in particular, my research is looking at key account management in an Arab context.
So early indications, can it be transferred?
Well, it's not exactly what we call as a wholesale transfer. It is not exactly what you do like in, for example, the UK way of doing relationship management is applicable in the Arab world. There are some similarities and there are some differences, of course.
So we're talking about relationships.
Indeed.
And the cultural aspects of that too. Say some more about that.
Particularly if I'm comparing it with the Western context, like in the West, how relationship and business is conducted. In the West, for example, we do business first, and then we build the relationship. However, if I'm looking at it from an Arab context, we have to build, first of all, the relationship and then do business. But the idea here is, how do you build that relationship? What factors are integrated in building that relationship first to do business?
On what basis is that relationship if it wasn't for business, I guess?
Exactly. But the thing is, there is a cultural aspect about it, which is, in the Arab context, it is impossible to conduct business if he doesn't trust you. First, he has to trust you, then he is willing to do the business. And the idea of trust and how it is rooted in the family, the clan, and the wider context of connections, the network of connections, that really is a big influence here.
So trust doesn't enter into a more Western concept of CAM?
Well, to be more precise, as I said, the context of trust is how reliable you are in the West. Like I'm referring here, for example, in the UK and the USA. However, if I'm looking at it from an Arab context, the thing about trust here is who you are and who do you belong to in terms of your tribe, your clan, and where are you exactly standing in that group of people that you are, associated with, to be more precise. And this is a very complex issue.
Does that then disintegrate the whole CAM concept? What of CAM is left over after that change in emphasis?
Well, it doesn't exactly disintegrate at all. The whole concept here needs considering how to adapt it better to fit in that context. Of course, I'm not saying everything can be adapted. There are considerations and there are measures depending on the company itself. Is it willing to adapt? In that sense, it is, preferred in the Arab context that the key account management to be as a key account program and how to build the relationship with the Arab customer. It needs further adaptation to be able to interact properly and to be able to build the relationship with the Arab customer in that sense. It is there, the concept is there as a key account management, as the application of it and how it is structured in terms of key account management program. However, in terms of how to build the relationship with the key customer, Arab key customer, needs a further adaptation in that sense.
Towards the end of your research here, who do you see to be the audience for this sort of research, this sort of thinking that you've got?
Well, all what we call as all our multinationals, Western multinationals that would like to conduct business in the Arab world, what exactly they look for when recruiting their people, the key account managers, the sales managers. Who are they? And what do they do? There is a very strong concept in the Arab world called wasta. This is what we call as the hidden force in terms of managing business relationships. And this is very important when considering it. You cannot, what you call as, isolate yourself from it. You have to deal with it.
So multinationals would do well regarding your research before they think of doing business on a CAM basis?
Well, yes, I believe so they can. Based on the recommendations and what is that research is producing, they can benefit, of course, from it.
Fawaz, thank you very much indeed for your time today.
Thank you very much.